You build the vision, you build the board, and now you're waiting to feel ready before you actually do anything. Is it a motivation problem or a system problem? Now that you have the destination, what's next? The difference between a goal that happens and a goal that doesn't isn't discipline, it's whether you turned it into specific weekly actions or left it on a vision board. Today, I'm showing you how to build the execution layer of your 12-week system inside of Apple Reminders. Four simple lists, one weekly routine, and a number that tells you every single week whether your plan is actually working. If you are new here, this is part 3 of my Plan Better series where I build a complete 12-week year system using only Apple's productivity tools. The 12-week year, inspired by Brian Moran's method, is built on one idea. 12 weeks is enough time to achieve what most people take a full year to do. In episode 1, we built Apple Calendar, which is your time protection layer. In episode 2, we built your freeform vision board, which is your strategy map. The entire playlist is in the description. Today, we're building the piece that turns the vision board into something that actually moves every single week. Your Apple Reminders is going to be your execution system, and I'm building it around a real goal so you can see exactly how this works in practice. Before we build your execution system, a quick word on why reminders are not a third-party app. I know some of you use Todoist, some of you use Things, some may even use TickTick, and those are all fine tools. But here's the reality. For a 12-week execution system, Apple Reminders does everything you need. It is free and it syncs instantly across your Apple devices through iCloud. And guess what? It has sections, tags, priorities, due dates, and smart lists built right in. What we're building today doesn't need a premium task manager. It needs 4 lists and 1 weekly habit. Reminders handles both without charging you a subscription. If you already have a task manager you love, you can absolutely apply this structure there. But if you're looking for a reason to stop paying for a subscription, your Apple device already has an app available for you, and this video is it. Okay, so let's get into today's bill. I'm going to open up Apple Reminders. All right, so on the left-hand side here, you would see your areas where you can see your today, what is scheduled, what is assigned to you, and what is urgent. Now, if you press the 3 dots to the top left, you can turn off and turn off the sections that you may want to see. Okay. Now, if we are going to go right into the bill, the first thing we're going to do is to actually build a 12-week planning list. So we're going to build 4 individual lists so you can see it practically. For me, I just build everything in one list because I have a system that I'm working with already. All right. So in this way, we are going to hit on the plus sign to the top left. It's going to ask us for a new list. So we're going to put 12-week goals, right? I'm going to leave it at blue, but what I want to do is change the icon to represent something. So I'm going to leave this, or I can use an emoji. And I'm going to put the Apple light bulb as the emoji, and I'm going to hit on done. All right. The next thing I'm going to do, I am going to start adding some tasks in here. That's it. This list doesn't change week to week. It's your anchor. The same way your vision note in Apple Notes is your anchor. You read it, you don't work on it. The reason it exists in reminders rather than just living in notes is simple. When you open reminders, this list is right there. You don't have to switch apps to remember what you're working towards. List 2, and this is the most important one that we're going to set up, is going to be our weekly tactics list. And this is where we're going to be using this heavily week in and week out. So we're going to hit on the add new list to the top left. I'm going to choose iCloud. And in this case, I'm going to call this weekly tactics. I'm going to change out the color. Inside this list, I'm going to use sections to organize by the type of work. So as a YouTube creators, my sections are going to look like this. This button here allows you to add a section. So in this section, I'm going to call this scripting, right? Add again, Fleming, right? So those are my 4 sections. What I like to do, instead of having it all down one straight way, I like to use my Kanban view. So I'm going to hit the 3 dots to the top right, and I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to select view as columns, and I can collapse this. And now I have everything running straight across. For me, as that project manager type of vibe, you can do this as well, if that works for you or if you want it all done. Now, here's the most important concept I want you to remember here. The difference between a tactic and a task. A task is vague. Work on YouTube, be more consistent, film something this week. You take a task without actually moving your goal forward. Now, when it comes to a tactic, that is more specific and verifiable. Either it happened or it didn't. There is no gray area. So let's make this practical. So instead of me saying work on YouTube, I'm going to say write episode 3 script. All right. This is measurable. This is verifiable because it all goes back to that vision board that I would have created inside of Freeform. Instead of me saying film this week, I'm going to say record episode 3, and I want to put a date on it. So let's say in the upcoming week, it needs to get done by Thursday. So this needs to get done by Thursday. So I'm putting a date on it. This is my execution layer. It's wanting to put your tactics in. There's a whole other different thing when it comes to assigning dates. All right. So the next thing when it comes to editing and publishing, I want to make sure that I upload and schedule. So if I'm going to record it on the 16th, and that's going to be for the following week, let's say, for example, I need to have it uploaded and edited by 20th. The latest, the 21st. And let me be realistic about my schedule. See the difference? Every tactic has a specific outcome and a specific deadline. At the end of the day or on your weekly planning sessions, when you're doing a check-in, there is no ambiguity. Did you write the script by Tuesday? Yes or no? All right, so there you have it. You can have 5 to 6 tactics per week. That's it. Not 20, not 10, just 5 or 6 specific verifiable actions that move your 12-week goal forward. If you can't fit your week into 5 or 6 tactics, you are not prioritizing. You're just listing a whole bunch of tasks. And a list isn't a plan. Okay, so list number 3 is going to be our weekly score. I'm going to choose iCloud, and I'm going to call this weekly score. I'm going to change out the color. I'm going to put it to green. Every Sunday evening, after you've closed out your weekly tactics, you come to this list and you add 1 entry. Do not put a date to it. Do not put a time to it. The format is going to be very simple. So for example, I'm going to hit on the @ sign here. And this is just keeping a record of what is actually happening. So I'm going to put week 1. All right. It was a 5 out of 5. Tactics completed. All right. And that means I had 100% completed. All right. If I want, I can put my check mark. Now, here's the number that changes every single thing. The target is 85% and not 100%. I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't I aim for 100%? No, and here's why. If you hit 100% every single week, your plan is too easy. You're not pushing hard enough. You set 5 tactics when you could have set 8. 85% means you push yourself to the edge of what's realistic and you executed almost all of it. That's the sweet spot. That's where real growth actually happens. If you're consistently below 85%, that's also useful data because it means either your tactics are too ambitious or something is interrupting your time blocks or the goal itself needs to be adjusted. Listen, the score isn't there to make you feel bad. It's there to give you a number you can actually work with. You can't improve what you don't measure. All right, so let's move on to list number 4. And this is going to be our 12th week list. All right, so we are going to hit on the plus sign here at the top left, hit on iCloud, and then we're going to call this a 12th week. All right, and I'm going to put it as red. So this 12-week list is your end of cycle review. In the 12-week year, the final week of every cycle isn't for producing, it's for reviewing. You want to know what worked, what didn't, and what is going to go forward or is going to carry forward. I pre-populate this list at the start of every cycle, so it's ready when I actually get to that 12th week. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a section and I'm going to call this my results section. Right, so this is information that I'm going to fill in at the end of each cycle. I'm going to hit on another section and I'm going to call this reflection. What worked and should be repeated. As I'm going in here, and one of the things I want you to note, though I have this inside of Apple Reminders, I'm going to literally go in on that 12th week and I'm going to actually add the notes in here. Now, this is going to be important later on when we reach the Apple Journal because we'll take that information from Reminders and we are going to use it inside of Apple Journal. Then next cycle. This is the list that makes the next cycle smarter than this one. Every answer you write here becomes a starting point for your next 12 weeks. Most people skip the review because the cycle ends and life goes on. But skipping the review means starting the next cycle with the same blind spots, so don't skip it. Now, let me show you the habit that keeps all 4 lists working together. I call it the Sunday setup or Sunday check in. It takes about 10 minutes. If it's longer, then you need maybe more time to process and do a deeper work when it comes to your weekly reviews and so forth. Every single Sunday before the week start, I run through 4 steps. The first thing is to actually score last week. I will open weekly score and I will come to my completed tactics for that week, add my score entry, and I'm being very transparent and honest with it. If you hit 85 or above, that's good. If not, make a quick note of why and not feel bad about it. You just need to have that data to get smarter and change your routines. So, what I do, I open weekly tactics and I clear out everything from last week. Completed items, I check them off. If I have uncompleted items, I decide right there and then if I need to carry it forward to this new week or they get dropped. Now, here's the thing, don't carry forward more than 2 uncompleted tactics. If something keeps not getting done, it's either not a priority or your time blocks aren't protecting it. So I'm going to go into Apple Calendar and I'm going to check what are my deep work blocks, clear those for the week. So nothing is going to be creeping into those sessions. And then I'm working with Apple reminders and calendar at the same time to schedule out what it is that I need to get done for my weekly tactics. And I'm putting it on my calendar because one of the things I have realized, if it's not on my calendar and it doesn't have a reminder set to it, it is not going to get done. That is how I've trained myself. If a block has to be moved, reschedule it right there and then before the week actually starts. And that is it. 10 minutes every Sunday. That's the entire operating cost of this system. And here's what you get in return. Every Monday morning, you're going to wake up knowing exactly what you're doing, exactly when you're doing it, and exactly how it connects to your goal, which is in this case, 12 videos you're publishing by the end of week 12. And that's it. Apple Reminders holds your execution, the specific weekly actions that turn your vision board from something you look at into something you live. Inside the Apple ecosystem, Apple Notes, Freeform, Calendar, and Reminders are talking to each other, not through some integration or automation, through your Sunday check ins. You move from reminders to Freeform to Calendar and back to reminders in 10 minutes every Sunday, and that's the connection. To close off, I want you to know this. A vision board without an execution layer is just decoration. The freeform board we built last week is powerful, but only if something is moving every single week. That something is your weekly tactics list. 5 to 6 specific verifiable actions set on Sunday, executed through your time blocks, scored on Sunday night. That single habit, the Sunday setup or Sunday check in, is what separates the creators who publish consistently from the ones who always almost ready. The system doesn't have to be perfect to start, it has to start to become perfect. If you're ready to get started with Apple's productivity apps, you can download the free productivity cheat sheet. I'm going to link it in the description so you can start planning better today. Next week, we're going to add the review layer, which is with Apple Journal, specifically how to use it to run your weekly review so that every week you finish stronger than you started. And that's going to be episode 4 of the Plan Better series. Remember, the entire playlist is also in the description. As always, your tech should be working for you and not against you. I'll see you in the next one.